Hello and welcome to the third lecture of classification of plants. In the last lecture, we studied about the characters of cryptogams and a division of cryptogams, that is Thallophyta. In this lecture, we are going to study the remaining two divisions, that is bryophytes and pteridophytes. Then see the next or the second division, that is of bryophyta. See the characteristics of bryophyta. These bryophytas, these are called amphibians. You know the amphibians. Amphibians means they grow in both. That is, they grow on the moist soil, but they require the water for the reproduction. That means initially they require water for the reproduction, and after the reproduction they grows on the land if the land is moist one. So these are called amphibians. The plants which belongs to the division bryophyta, these are amphibians. Then their body is also thalloid, multicellular and autotrophic. Means these are the self-feeder. They prepare their own food material with the help of photosynthesis. So they are autotrophic. These are multicellular, means having more than one cell, and body is thalloid, means once again the body is not differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Their body is dorso-ventrally flattened. So this is the character of bryophyta. Then the another character, that is they reproduces by spore formation. Their reproduction takes place with the help of spores. Spores means small structures which are produced, and these structure when they fall on the ground and when they get the favorable condition and germinate there and gives rise new plant body. So this is the asexual method of reproduction. These organisms are flat one, dorsoventrally flattened, so called thalloid. The ribbon like, that means they may be longer or the fibrous. Then without true root, stem and leaves, means no differentiation of the body takes place. So these are the characters of bryophyta. See some examples, or again another character. They have root-like structures that are called rhizoids, stem-like and leaf-like parts, means not true roots, but instead of that, at the position of root, small hair-like structures are there, and these are called rhizoids. They do not have true stem, but stem-like elongated portion is there, and they do not have leaf too. They do not have leaves too, but green scale-like structure is there that looks similar to the leaf. Means no true root, stem and leaf-like structures are there. These are the characters of the bryophyta. The example, and they do not have conducting system. No conducting system is there. We know that the plants are very small, so no need to carry the root. We know that the plants are very small, so no need to carry the water and minerals. So no conducting system is there. Example, different mosses, that is Funaria, the Mercantia, Anthoceros, Rixia. These are the different examples included under the division bryophyta. See the examples of bryophytes. See, this is the diagram given in the textbook. It is of Mercantia, the Mercantia male thallus and Mercantia female thallus. In your textbook only one diagram is given, that is of Mercantia. It is the example of bryophyte. The diagram, it is given in your textbook. You have to draw and sketch the diagram. See, in this case the root-like structures are there. These are called rhizoids. The small root-like, hair-like structures are there. These are not true roots, but root-like structures are there, the rhizoids. Then the leaf-like structure, that is the green color part. This is whole leaf lamina. This is a leaf-like structure, but not true leaf. So the stalk is there. The stalk, that is stem-like structure, means the root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structures are there, but not true leaf, true roots and true stems. So these are the features of bryophytes. Example, Marchantia. Then see the next example, that is of Funaria. It is a kind of moss. All these are the different types of mosses. See, this is Funaria. In this case also, root-like structures are there, that are rhizoids. Then leaf-like structure, the scaly parts, the leaf-like structures are there. And the stalk-like, that is stem-like structure, it is called stalk. In this case, see, this is the capsule. See the different part. This is the capsule. Again, the stalk-like structure, the stem-like structure, it is called stalk. It is elongated one. And leaf-like structures. And root-like structure called rhizoids. So, this is the example of bryophyte. It is a Funaria. Then see, you also draw this diagram in the textbook, in the notebooks. See the third example that is given in your textbook. It is Anthoceros. It is also a kind of moss. You know the moss? It is a velvety structure that is grown on the walls in the rainy season. If you scrap this and if you collect it and if you observe with the help of lens, you find out these structures in them. So these are different mosses. See, this is the example given in your textbook. It is of Anthoceros. In this case also, no true roots, leaves and stems are there. But see, some root-like structure are there. These are present on that soil, present in the soil. And then the leaf-like structure, the green structures are there. These are leaf-like structures. And stem-like structure, the elongated portion, it is a stem-like structures are there. And these also bears the capsule at the tip of the elongated structures. Here the capsules, they bear the capsules. See, these are the different examples of bryophytes. The question is there, you have to classify the Anthoceros. At that time, you also classify this as like kingdom, Plantae, subkingdom, it is of cryptogams, then division, it is bryophyte, and example Anthoceros. If the different examples are given, you classify this likewise. If Marchantia, Funaria, and again the other example of mosses, that is Rixia, it is given, you classify like this. Then see the next division, that is third division, it is of pteridophyte. The P is silent while pronunciation. See, you have to pronunciate it like pteridophytes. See, this is the third division. And what are the characteristics of pteridophyte? See, these are well developed, having stem, roots and leaves. As we move from division first, that is thallophyte, then bryophyte and pteridophyte, you observe that the plants are slowly they grows in their size, in the structure. In the pteridophyte, true roots, true stems and leaves are there. These are taller one, so they need the conducting system to conduct the water and minerals and also to supply the food material synthesized by the leaves. So conducting tissue, that is xylem and phloem, these are present. Then see, no fruits and flowers are there, so that these are included in the cryptogams. We know that the main structure of the cryptogams is no fruits and flowers. Then they reproduces with the help of spores. Asexual reproduction is there with the help of spores. They have the small black or brown colored structures, and when they fall on the ground, they germinate there and gives rise new plant body. The example of pteridophytes, that is Nephrolepis, Marsilia, Pieris, Adiantum, Equisetum, Selaginella, Lycopodium. These are the different examples. They reproduces with asexually with the help of spores, and sometimes they also shows the sexual reproduction, and there is a formation of zygote. You studied this in detail in the higher classes. See, This is the example of pteridophyte. It is a fern, or it is also called Nephrolepis. See the structure. It is this plant. It is a higher one. That is, in the bryophytes and pteridophytes, we see that the plant body is very small, flattened, thallus-like structure. But in this case, the plants are higher one. See, this is the fern. True roots are present, true stems are present, true leaves are present. This is the example. It is called fern, or it is also called Nephrolepis. Then see, this is the back structure of the leaflet of the fern. Small brown colored structures are there. These are the sporangium. In the sporangium, many spores are there. Uni or multinucleated spores are there. When these spores, they fall on the ground, they germinate and gives rise new Nephrolepis plant or the new fern plant. So these are the brown colored dots. If you observe the back side of the leaflets of the Nephrolepis, you observe the brown colored dots. These are called sporangia. See the next example of pteridophyte. It is of Selaginella. See, this is also a very small plant. It has true leaf, true stems are there, true roots are there. It is a Selaginella. It is included under pteridophyte. Then see the next example of the pteridophyte. It is Lycopodium. It also has true leaf, true roots, true stems are there. This is the example of Lycopodium. These examples and the diagrams that are given in your textbook. So you remember this one. If there is a question to classify the Lycopodium, at that time you have to classify like this. First of all, kingdom Plantae, then subkingdom. It is of Cryptogams, and division Pteridophyta, and the example is Lycopodium. If there is a question to classify the Nephrolepis, the Marsilia, Pteris, Adiantum, Equisetum, Selaginella or the Lycopodium, you have to classify all these are with just like this: kingdom Plantae, subkingdom Cryptogams, division Pteridophyta, and the different examples. All these plants, these are reproduces by the spores, and so these are called cryptogams. The meaning, that is cryptos means hidden and gams means it is related with the gametes or the reproductive organs. No special, that means the hidden reproductive organs are there. We can't see them, so these are the cryptogams. We will see about the phanerogams in the next lecture. Thank you. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe it, and press the bell icon to get the notifications of next video. Thank you.